This is the first real rendition of the MLM Masterminds training.
You draw these yourself?
I wish. If I drew them, they'd be stick men, and even then you wouldn't be able to recognize them. No, that was actually PowerPoint clip art. Yes, it was.
Yeah, 20.
Free to use.
20 years ago.
So therefore, I keep using it. So we're going to get into prospecting and approach techniques, and of course, you know, this slide we're going to mislead you with a little bit because we say everyone is a potential prospect. I actually don't believe that at all. But under the context of if everybody is, we could say that everyone wants to make more money and a better lifestyle. Everyone wants to look good and feel better, and everyone wants more time freedom. And a prospecting rule to get you there is to develop an attitude of giving, not getting. But I also want to say that everyone isn't a prospect, and the reason is exactly this right here. The importance of sponsoring out. If you get someone who's telling you from the beginning they don't have any money, they're not interested in dressing in a suit, they're not interested in coming to presentations or attending labs or watching webinars or reading books or learning to make themselves a better people, then they're not a prospect. So therefore, it is okay to just say no to them. So you don't try to get everybody. There's a system, it's a process. You're looking for people that are successful. You're not looking for people that are telling you all of the reasons they're unsuccessful. Because if they can tell you all the reasons they're unsuccessful, they're not going to change.
You want to look for people that are as good or better than you.
You really
don't look for people that you're better than, because they're going to look for people that are better that are not as good as them. And if you're a 5, you sponsor a 4, he sponsors a 3, and pretty soon you have a bunch of zeros. Yes. But if you sponsor a 6, who gets a 7, pretty soon you get a bunch of 10s.
Yeah. And unfortunately, the biggest problem with that concept is it comes down to your chicken list. We're not going to go and write our list and go talk to the people we're scared to talk to. So we've got a bit of a system. There's a system for making your list. And the first step is drain your brain to paper or into an app. Rank and order your list. And we're going to give you some tricks to do that. Because if you rank and order your list with a logical method, and it pops out 30 people that you should be talking to, you're going to have tricked your brain. You're going to have actually found your chicken list.
Yeah.
But you're also going to have tricked your brain into believing that it's the best part of your list. So it's a double whammy, excellent thing to do.
And you'd be surprised at some of the people that end up on your list that end up being in your top 30 that do that, because you're going to have to decide on a correct approach technique, and then you're going to have to follow up. And your sponsor, your upline leader is going to help you do that. Remember, you're not going to have to do this on your own, unless, of course, you got no upline support, which is why we're here teaching you about these things anyways. So we'll teach you how to get it sidelined or company.
But the point is, you don't ever make the calls on your own. The only calls you ever make on your own are to invite to a presentation. You never make follow-up calls on your own. And the reason why is not because you can't. It's because if you do, I will use Greg Stewart as the prime example here. Man, you got on the phone with Greg Stewart, my mentor, as far as I'm concerned, the reason I ever made money in this industry. And he becomes a bumbling idiot. Man, he is the most eloquent speaker you'll ever run across, but he gets on a call and all of a sudden it's all, So here's my supposed upline that's making a ton of money helping me on the call, and he's talking like a bumbling idiot. So then when you turn around, I'm like, Greg, what are you doing? He says, Dennis, if I sound really smooth, they're going to think they need to be smooth, and it's not going to work. If I sound like an idiot, and I'm the VP of the company, and I've got all these skills and credentials, then anyone could do the business better than me. And that's your key to getting the right posture. Why you always want to be on a 3-way call is because then it's never about you. If you're an excellent salesperson, you're going to suck at this business until you learn how to stop being an excellent salesperson. Because your friends are going to go, of course you can do it, right? I mean, you get up on stage and you're a magician and you're good in front of crowds, so of course you'll be fine at it. So you really need that third-party perspective, because then it's not you. If the guy's an idiot, let's say you used your downline and he screwed it up. Imagine what happens when you turn around and say, oh, don't worry about him. You know, he's making this kind of money. So imagine you with all your skills, how much better you would do. So your third-party validation is the key to not ever ending up with your friend getting angry.
And then the easiest way afterwards, too, is after you talk to them, you can say, you see how hard this business is. How much did I say? I picked up the phone, I connected you to Greg or to Dennis or to Craig or whoever it happens to be. They did all the talking, they answered all the questions, and now you're sitting here being able to know, can you do that? Can you pick up the phone and have me or Dennis or Craig do all the work for you? Do you know people that want to make some money? And it's not that hard.
And that's what sets up the duplication. If you get on the phone and talk to your friends, if you're terrible, they're going to go, you're terrible, so I don't want to join with you. If you're great, they're going to go, but you're really great, so of course you can make money. I can't do it because I'm not as good at you on the phone. So the third person is the person who takes over and makes everyone believe. And the truth is, now anyone can do it. I'll get on the phone and ambush call your friends. Doesn't bother me at all, right?
And you'll ask for the money, you'll ask for the credit card, you'll ask all those questions. You're not scared to do that.
No.
You may be scared to go and ask that question, ask that closing question. No, there's a sales term. Closing question.
Did you just screw the whole?
I just did. It's like, got it still there?
Right.
Hey.
Okay.
So let's talk about a list. Create a
All right.
prospect list. You got to start with every single person that you can think of. Just their first name at least. You got to get them down to paper.
You don't even have to have their first name. I want to tell Mitch. I mean, Mitch came in one day and he didn't have business clothes on. And I told him he couldn't come to our presentation because he didn't have business dress on. So he went to Lost and Found and got a jacket that was 4 times too big and shoes that were bigger than skis. He came back and said, how about now? You're in. Told him to do his list. And he's like, no problem. He comes back and his list was 291, 286, 312, 415. I go, what's this? He says, it's all the people in my trailer park that I know. So your list can be any way that connects you to a person, even if you don't know their name. They're probably not going to make your top 30 anyways. The point is, get them all out of your brain, because then your brain will go searching.
Yeah, but my sister isn't going to be good at this. And I don't want to put my brother in. My mom and dad, they're dead. Okay, well, don't put them on the list.
Yeah, then of course,
If they are dead, they don't go on the list.
for me, if you came to me the next day with your list and your mom and your dad and your sister and your brother wasn't on it, I'd probably never return a phone call of yours again. Because I told you to put everyone on the list. We weren't necessarily going to contact them. I was trying to figure out if you were coachable. And when you came back without all those people on your list, I just realized you're not coachable. So I should probably spend my time with the other person who is. Because they're going to make money and you're not. You're going to be a pain in my side and they're not. So when you're being told to do a prospect list, do it right. Because guess what happens when you put your sister's name down? You immediately think, hang on, my sister's friend would be great at this. My sister might kill me, but my sister's friend would be great. You know what? My mom's friend's son is pretty cool. I bet I could get a hold of him. Put him on the list, because just the action of putting him there is good.